Hello and welcome to my channel. Thank you all for your likes, sharing, for subscribing, and donating to my channel. I appreciate you. I really do. This reading is for what your heart needs to know right now. This message is to bring insight into a part of your heart that may need some healing, and also once this healing is taking place or has taken place, what your heart opens up to. So at the end of this reading, I will be sending Reiki for anyone who is interested in accepting this Reiki healing. Please leave me a comment below to claim that. So as you can see, I already have Venus, the planet of love, up on the table. Before I start pulling any cards, I am going to pull two additional cards. These are from the Mystical Wisdom Oracle deck, and I'm going to pull one for what your heart needs to know about healing. Ooh, and look at that. Resilience. Rise above the tribulations. And on the other side of this, I'm going to pull another card, and this is for what your heart is opening up to. Knowledge. Seek knowledge. Love these cards. They are so beautiful. Now let me move this right out of the way. I'm hoping that you're going to be able to see all the cards. So let's first go right into the resilience, rise above the tribulations. And this is an area of where your heart needs some healing, or where your heart may be in need of some healing. So let's see what we have. You got two cards that pulled right up. You have the Eight of Cups and the Two of Pentacles. So let me lay these here and tell you what I see for this. You know, I kind of feel like you're stuck. I kind of feel like there's a situation where you're kind of maybe just feeling stuck, like emotionally caught up in making a choice or a decision. And I feel like this choice or decision is, in regards to walking away. I feel like this is walking away from a situation. And, when I'm looking at this from the point of, what needs healing for you, it looks like there's been a lot of emotional upsets or disappointments, or just things that, maybe on the surface looked all great, but underneath, whatever these circumstances or experiences have been for you, they've just left you like feeling completely drained. I feel for you right now with this resilience, rise above the tribulations, and the Two of Pentacles. With this Eight of Cups, I really feel like this is an indication of really healing from, maybe some poor choices in relationships or situations or what have you. I feel like this is also, I also feel like there's been like, or whatever these things, these situations, experiences that you've had, they've really left you maybe emotionally detached, or not so open to receiving love. There may be some of you out there who are really feeling like, I've tried so many times and every time it was a failure. And, for some of you out there, you could be really struggling right now with a situation that is not emotionally fulfilling for you. And you're really struggling to make a choice or a decision about that relationship, that situation. And, this could be where you're trying to look at where you have to make a choice or a decision to let something go. I feel like you've, struggled and tried to balance it and keep everything intact. But I feel like for your heart itself, in your emotional well-being, it looks like it is just not offering or bringing to you. Yeah, look, I'm clarifying these. Here is the Six of Pentacles in reverse. I feel like you've given and given and given in whatever situation this is for you. You've put a lot of love, time, all of that stuff into a situation that just wasn't balanced. And again, this is part of this reading is indicating for you a part of your heart that needs healing. And so I feel like there may be this internal battle or struggle on figuring this out, on balancing this out. Some of you may have even really tried very hard to get this balanced out. Okay, so here are the next two cards that I went to pull one, but two came. In the Tower in reverse and the Magician. So with the Tower in reverse, I feel like there has been an experience of a situation where you really you knew it was like shocking, jolting. I don't really feel like it was unexpected. I kind of feel like you knew, however, when it came to light or the reality of it, you couldn't ignore that no more. May have really, like I just feel like it may have drained you physically, mentally, maybe even financially, emotionally, all of that stuff. You have the Magician in here though, and I really love to see that because I feel with the Magician, and this is sitting in the side where it's, where your heart needs to be healed and from what it is that you're looking to heal from. I feel with this Magician here, when that tower came down, it was like, I know the answer. And you knew, you seen the truth, you knew the truth, you were not even interested in entertaining the thought of denying that truth. However, I don't feel like you could clearly see the way out or the solution or whatever. And I feel just that awareness, just that recognizing this and really being real with this and setting that intention like, nope, this isn't it. That really created a change that I don't even feel like you're recognizing yet. I feel like there was something about that for you that, really set something, a wheel in motion. But I don't, I just don't feel like you're recognizing all of that yet, that you've seen just where that intention is about to bring you. As far as this heartache, I feel like, I really feel that it's an opportunity for you to really look at this experience, maybe not even just this experience. I feel like it could be more than that, like other experiences, and especially if you're like, how do I end up at this same place every time? And I feel for you with this, part of this healing is really looking at what does bring you to that point. Is it you're lonely, so you settle for anything? Or is it, your heart has been so hurt that you're not even opening it up and allowing love in? So it's kind of like you end up in these situations where you're putting and putting and putting, knowing there is no opportunity for things to be received. I just feel like your heart is shut down. And I feel like that tower moment for you has really, broken down. As harsh or as intense or as emotional as that tower moment may have been for you, it's liberating you. And when you see when the tower comes upright, I feel the tower is better coming in reverse. However, there are some downsides to that as well. And, that could be where someone is still trying to hold on to something they know is just crumbling around their feet. So be aware of that. And it's really important to get to the heart of the situation, and because once you can heal this, and we're going to talk about this healing, because healing is a huge deal. It is a big deal. And, sometimes people have this perception of, oh, cry and get over it and all this, that, and the other thing. But it's not as easy and simple as that as sometimes. And sometimes people have a hard time understanding that, you don't just cry, get over it, and move on like that. I was just talking about this in a group the other night, and it was like, some people will spend a week laying in bed crying, sobbing, and it's like that is cleansing. That is cleansing out all the toxic, all the harshness. It's also bringing you to a place for you to look at the deeper part of this, like, how you, why, how, what is attracting this heartache, this disappointment, this letdown, what have you. It's and a lot of people think, oh, I had a couple, I've always got bad relationships or this, that, and the other thing. But sometimes it's not that. Sometimes this is stuff that's been deep seated, rooted, childhood conditioning, childhood, if you were abused, neglected, or just any kind of negative or lower vibration energy like that in your childhood. So, it's not necessarily always because, you've had shitty relationships. You could very well have had shitty relationships because of a trauma that's, you've been dealing with for much longer, for, like I said, since childhood. I'm going to try and put all these cards out so that you can see them, but I'm not on this side, so I guess we're good. I'm going to put this up, though, because I like this. The bottom of the deck, 8 of Pentacles. This is somebody who's worked really hard. This is somebody who's working really hard at something. And I feel for a lot of you that you may be working really hard at healing this, this heart chakra, specifically your heart chakra. My recommendation, and I do this in my groups, are, especially with the full moon in Leo, we really did an entire meditation just on the heart chakra. And I tell people, or I encourage people to just sit, be still, even if you can't clear your mind, if you have a challenging time meditating or anything like that, if you could just sit, close your eyes, deep breath in all the way until you feel it down into your solar plexus, and then release through the mouth. And as you're releasing, when you get to the end, push out just like a little bit more air than you originally took in. Do this 2 or 3 times, focusing on the heart chakra, the color green. If you can just keep your mind and do that for like 3 times. I like to say 3 to 5 if you don't really meditate or work on the heart chakra. If you've never done that before, I would say start with 3 and see how you feel, and write down what you're feeling. Absolutely write down what you're feeling. All right, I'm going to pull a couple more cards for you on this side, and then we're going to get into this. Oh, nice. I'll tell you. Whew. Okay, so I really want to split this in half with this side and go through one and then the other. So you have the Oracle card, Resilience, rise above the tribulations. And this is really it. Rise above all that stuff. I know it can be challenging. Trying these meditation techniques can be very beneficial and helpful for you. And it can also, it will clearly help, bring clarity and things like that for you. Here, and I'll tell you why I split this, because these are the first 3 cards. And so this is like, look at the choices with the 7 of Pentacles right here. Some of these things look like they're all filled with jewels and gemstones. It's a treasure in this cup. This is a victory wreath, the laurel wreath right here. This is something, success, victory. But then you look around and you have like a snake up in a cup, and you got this which looks like a ghost in this cup. So this is an indication of choices, options, maybe several of them. And, when you look at just the cups themselves, they all look the same. And I feel like this is where this message is trying to say to you, as far as this heart healing goes, You got to start digging below the surface. You got to stop ignoring flags that you're seeing when them are coming up for you, and recognizing when you're giving and not receiving, whether this be financially, materially, emotionally. It's really, I feel like this is really asking you to dig deeper below the surface before just jumping in and committing to any sort of a situation or experience. The thing is what's meant to be does not pass you by. And so if this person is genuine and really cares about you and wants you a part of their life, they're not just going to go away because you want to take your time or move slow. They're going to stand by you. It's the ones who want to jump right in and say, oh, let's just do this. You know what I'm saying? And it's like reckless behavior. So look at this, and I love this because it's kind of split right in half. You got the Two of Pentacles in reverse, the Tower in reverse, the Magician, and the Chariot upright. So whatever this disappointment, this upheaval, this shocking experience or situation has been for you, like whatever has not worked out, whatever has fallen down, whatever has collapsed, I really feel like this was meant to happen. I feel like it was divinely guided. I'll say that. I feel like there was this divine intervention because it wasn't for your greater good. And I can clearly see where there has been an intense, emotional, draining situation or experience that you have gone through. And you probably did feel like your whole world crumbled around your feet. And now the dust is settling. And this is beautiful going into the other side, because what I'm seeing with this Magician in the Chariot is that you've manifested what you are manifesting, what it is that you truly desire, which resonates right to your very core, right to your soul. You've recognized what you need, what's important for you, what it is you want. And with the Chariot, this is movement. This is moving forward. This is victory. This is success as well. And so, although I do feel like it has been quite the challenging time for you, you're really, now that you're healing, this is what this is. You're healing. And through this healing process, and please don't let people give you a time limit or anything like that. I just got done saying this in my group where you can lay in bed. This is the process that I have seen repetitively is, people going through this deep, intense soul cleanse. They're cleansing out all this pain, all this heartache, all this trauma, all of this stuff. And they're laid up. They can't even stop crying for a week. And then the week goes by and finally the tears subside and the cleansing is done. But they are lifeless. They can't even move. They don't got enough energy to get their own self up and take a shower sometimes. And so with that being said, I've recommended quite often, like when that phase goes over, and I don't feel like that phase usually takes as long as, it can, so don't quote me on that. But it's like you wake up, like 2-3 days may go by and you wake up and you're like, okay, now I'm ready. I gotta move. I don't want to move. And it's kind of like where you're recognizing that you're forcing yourself to take that first step forward. And whether that first step be get up, take a shower, I feel like that's where people start eating too. A lot of people, when they go through this really intense emotional situations, upheavals and things like that, they're really just so distraught that they've totally neglected themselves. They don't get out of bed. They're not getting in the shower. They're definitely not eating. And then, they get through that. Then they get that where they don't even got enough energy, don't care to answer their phone, probably lay in the dark with the windows all closed, curtains and all that. And then they do come out of that and they're like, okay, I'm forcing myself. And you're forcing yourself to take that first step, but you take that step. You get up, you eat a bowl of cereal, you decide to take a shower. And even if taking a shower is the only thing you do in a day, you did something. And you did something for you. That the only person, well, we know other people can benefit from that too, but, it makes you feel better. So it's all about really nurturing, taking care of, and loving you. I do recommend this, in case any of you are like that total rock bottom and you have no energy, no strength, you're totally depleted. I lost a child a few years back, and an adult child. And I remember when I could not stop crying. I could not eat. I could not do any of that. And I got really, really weak. And I chose to, when I recognized, I don't have no strength. So I chose to get a Ninja. I don't know if you know what those are. They're like a blender. And I got a Ninja and I started drinking smoothies because I just couldn't bring myself to eat, but I did drink. So I decided to see how that worked for me. And I will tell you what I used. I used silk almond milk, Greek yogurt, banana, strawberry, and 1 scoop of protein powder. I did use Optimum Nutrition protein powder. And I'll tell you what a difference that all made for me. I really began quickly restoring my strength and being able to move forward and, start functioning properly. Because when you're not eating properly, sleeping properly, you're all torn up by whatever this heartache has been for you. And, I forgot what I was going with that. I'm so sorry. So anyhow, I just want to put that out there, but those are really, I recommend that because I just know that it really made a big difference to me and I really needed it. So I hope somehow that helps you as well. Okay, so what I see, let me see what we got. So what I see on the other side of this is like once there is this healing, let me move this a little bit, do my best. I tried to. So your card up here is Seek Knowledge. And this card reminds me of the Hermit, where you're really in that deep, introspective, really doing that deep soul searching. And again, this is part of that healing. So you can see it kind of carried over in here. Over here, you can see you've rised above this. You're rising above this. And over here, it's like you're seeking. Look at this beautiful card right here. And she looks like she's got this book in her hand and she's just, her eyes are closed and she's just going down memory lane is what she looks like. And she's seeking her own inner wisdom. She's got a book in her hand that has plenty of information in it, but the information that holds the key that she needs is in herself. And that is the same thing with you. And if you can look at the two cards, this is the same card, Contemplation. This is the Hermit card. That is equivalent to the Hermit card. So this is really saying, trust your own heart and soul, trust your intuition. You know internally what this is. And, it's kind of like this tower moment, what came about in order to force you and push you into this place of seeing your own worth, seeing your own, value. And look at the card, the World. This is that's ending. This chapter is ending for a new one to begin. And so this is a really, really beautiful message. Seek that inner wisdom. You hold this key. I want to see what else we have for clarity on this. Let me see. This chapter of your life is, the world is there. It is upright. This chapter is closing. There will be a new one that begins. And, knowing what you know from this experience will really be beneficial for you moving forward. You'll know better. When you know better, you do better. And that's where you're going with all of this. Let's see what we have for, let's clarify that contemplation card. Contemplation card. Oops. Look, balance, temperance. This is this is a major arcana card. So, this balance being restored for you, and not only, you know, this is happening because with your own free will, your own choices, your own inner enlightenment, all of that stuff. But there are angels, there are people that are really here to support and guide you and assist you in restoring the balance. This is a beautiful card. I love the temperance card. I always feel like there's so much, I don't know if I would use the word magic associated with it, but I would definitely say that there is guidance, there is help that is helping you to restore this balance after during, look at there, it's right in between the world and the Hermit card. So this is really saying to you, there is going to be this, enlightenment and this assistance for you during this time. I keep coming up, all right, I don't know why this is happening, but I keep coming up with these cards keep popping out when I'm shuffling. And one of them is the King of Pentacles in reverse. And the other one was the Justice card in reverse. So I feel like, there could have been a big injustice as far as to some of you, maybe not all of you. This reading is, if this resonates with you, take it. If it's not meant for you, just let it go. But there may have been a situation where you've been, you feel you've been wronged, or there's been an injustice or something that's unfair. I see that on both sides of this. And, when I'm seeing it pop up and I'm shuffling for the other side, I feel like there may be a part of you that is still attached or clinging to the unfairness, the imbalance of a situation. This can include, it could have really rocked your world, like as far as whether it be your finances or whether it was something to do within your home or your family. But you're releasing, you're letting go of the stress, the worry, the anxiety, all of that negative the swords are all about the mind. So the thoughts, the anxiety, the sleepless nights, all of that, you're really getting a grip on that moving forward. Look at this. Look at this at the bottom of the deck, the Lover's card. This is about choices. This is about balance. And you have two balance cards right here. And so, I feel very confident in saying that whatever this experience has been for you, has as hard as it has been on you, wow, cards are flying. It's taking you out of something that was not serving. And it's bringing you, look at this. These are the cards that just fell. It's bringing you an offer. And this offer that comes in, or opportunity that comes in, is going to be loving, nurturing. There's going to be growth. There's going to be fairness in this. I hope this reading serves you well. I hope it helps you in any way, shape, or form. Again, let me just take a second and I will send Reiki for healing of your heart. If you want to accept this Reiki healing, please leave me a comment in the comment section below. I wish you all the best, and please leave me a comment and let me know how this reading resonates with you.